All right, boys, this is how we do a concrete batch plant. We're gonna have 1 yard weights, okay? Here's your 1 yard weight. Here's your mix design number. Here's your PSI. You should check this against the submitted documents to Geocon, the approved concrete mix designs. For the sake of simplicity, we're going to assume that we're doing 10-yard trucks. So for cement, this is the weight of 1 yard. We need to times that by 10 to come it up to a 10-yard truck. Same thing with water. It'll be 360 gallons. It'll be, 10,620, whatever. So, cement was 601 pounds for 1 yard. Times 10 is 6010. Water is 360 gallons. It's easy. 1 inch, 10,620 pounds. That's 1062 times 10. Okay. All this has tolerances. Cement and cementitious materials have a 1% tolerance. So cement, fly ash, that kind of stuff, that has a 1% tolerance. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 6010, that's the weight of the cement for a 10-yard load, subtract 1% from it. Our answer would be 59.49. And then we're going to say 6010 plus 1%, and it'll come out to 60.70. So this is your batch weight tolerances, okay? Your concrete needs to land in between these numbers. Same thing for 1 inch. It's hard to do in my truck, man. I'm sorry, guys. 1 inch. Your 10-yard weights for 1 inch, 10,620 pounds. You're going to subtract 2% from that weight. You're going to come up with 10,407. And then you're going to add 2% to 10,620. And that's going to be your high tolerance of 10832. So low tolerance, high tolerance. And you're going to continue that throughout. So here are your tolerances: 1% on cement and fly ash, 0% on water, 2% on all your aggregates, and 3% on your additives. Like this has a water reducer in it. And you're going to figure all that out. You're going to figure all that out. So you're going to have your target weight of 24.04 ounces per yard of water reducer. Well, once you take that up to times 10, see? God, I'm bad at explaining things. Times 10 is going to be 240.4. Here's your low tolerance. It'll be 240.4 minus 3% is 233.18. 2404 plus 3% is going to be 247.61. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, now your washed concrete sand is going to give you a super high number. And then they're going to tell you how much moisture is in that sand. So we're going to just assume that the ticket tells you there's 14,679 pounds of washed concrete sand, okay? Well, that's with the weight in water. Well, we have 4.2% moisture in that, so we're going to take 14679 minus 4.2%, okay? And that is going to give you 14,062 pounds of washed concrete sand. And we're going to come up here to our washed concrete sand and check. Well, does 14062 fit between 13543 and 14096? Well, yes, it does. So we know that there's enough sand. There's not too much. There's not too little sand in this mix. We're going to take the weight of the actual washed concrete sand, which is 14062, and subtract that from the weight of the washed concrete sand with the water. So we started 14679. That's with water. And 14062 is without water. That's the actual weight of the sand, the 14062. This is with that water added. We're going to subtract those from each other. We get 617 pounds of water inside of that sand. Well, that's important. We need to know that. We're going to take that 617 pounds of water. Go away, tractor. We're going to divide that by 8.33 because that's what water weighs per gallon. We're going to find out that there's 74 gallons of water. Now, when you look at the ticket's going to tell you water batched. Let's say there's 200 gallons. Well, you're going to add 200 plus 74. There's 274 gallons in this mix now, right? You have 360 to work with. You cannot go over that for water. So you have 274 gallons already in this mix. You have 370 to work with. You're going to go out to the pump. You're going to go out to the washout station and watch them put water in the truck and figure out how much is going there. Ask them, hey, how much did you put in? A way that I like to do it is I'll bring a 5-gallon bucket and I'll put it on there, and I will count the number of seconds it takes to fill that 5-gallon bucket. And that way I know how many times they push that button. I can count the number of seconds of water going in there. I can figure out how many gallons went in and see if they're bullshitting me or not. You're going to add that to the water that's in the load already. So let's say you go out to the pump, they add another 10 gallons. You already had 274. Now you have 284 gallons of water in that load right now. You only have 360 gallons to work with. So you're going to subtract 360 minus 284, and that's going to give you whatever that number is, 16. It means you have 76 gallons available on site. They can't exceed that. Okay? I hope that makes sense.